That's how it works, right? Now I'll be able to sync audio. What's up, guys? Hold on. What's up, guys, and welcome to today's video. Very excited about this one, a little last minute, but I have something special sitting in front of me, or two things special sitting in front of me. And if you haven't been able to tell by the title of this video yet, it's got something to do with this. There you go. It's got something to do with this key in my hand. All right, so if you haven't figured it out, like I said, by the intro to this video yet, let's talk about the R18. And please forgive the mic on my shirt. I don't really like the way it works, but there's been so many people commenting about how bad the audio that I have is. So now we've got good audio, all right? So why don't we take a peek, all right? Let's go. All right, so before we start with the really cool bikes, we're gonna talk about this. No, not the K1600 bagger. We're gonna talk about this box of goodies that you get when you purchase an R18. So what we get out of this box, or we'll get to that in a second, but what we get out of this box, oh man, I didn't mean it to slam on the bagger. It's all right, it'll be fine. This is what comes with any of the R18 launch edition motorcycles. You get this really cool book about the history of all of essentially BMW's bikes that kind of fit this lineup. And this is the bike that the BMW R18 was based off of. I want to say this is the, I'll edit that part out because I can't remember. I wasn't around when it was made anyway. But some trick stuff that you get in the launch edition box, the first edition box, are some white gloves for any time you want to, I guess, touch the bike. You get a first edition BMW cap. You get a first edition BMW belt. And for those who might snicker at this part, BMW actually makes really, really high quality gear, shirts, motorcycle gear. So this is actually a really nice belt. And I think these parts are really tricked. If you want to come take a quick peek at something, this badge mimics the original badge on the R32 from obviously 1923 to 1926. So they gave you these badges to actually be able to swap them out just in case you want a little extra nostalgia on your bike. They even give you new screws. They give you one for each side and one for, I think they call this the breather plate. So you get 3 retro BMW badges. You get this super cool little BMW motor rod screwdriver to be able to install them, and some fresh bolts. So enough about what's in the box. Let's talk about the bike. Put this stuff away before it goes missing. Okay, now this is a little bit more important. This is the key for the R18 first edition bike. And I think that is, hold on, that's this one. So real quick initial impressions. You know, a lot of people have been waiting for this bike to show up. And it's the first of its kind as far as BMW is concerned. We've got a Boxer Twin 1800cc. You can see the size of this cylinder head. It's just massive. I was actually playing with it before because my bike is a Boxer, and you can't even close your finger on the size of this exhaust manifold. Meanwhile, I think the exhaust manifold from my bike could probably fit inside of it. Let me get rid of that, because I might sit on this bike. What else we got? I just want to kind of go and see what pops out. So I like where it says over here right on the Speedo, and you can obviously tell that BMW is going towards the Harley Davidson brand, or the American cruiser segment. So we got this single gauge cluster, we've got the single headlight, we've obviously got the long low bike, and even though it looks like it's a bike that it would be a hardtail for BMW, there is actually a rear shock behind this panel. Not only is the shock right there, so you can see how they kind of hit it right underneath the frame and the seat of the bike, but that's also where your toolkit is and kind of your quick information to get to the bike, or quick information about the bike. So like I said, these bikes, all of the first edition bikes, were actually pre-sold. This is the first time where I've been with BMW where they actually opened up a website specifically direct to consumers for them to be able to place an order for this bike. Most times you call up a dealership, you say, hey, listen, I'd really like to place an order for this bike, and we'll find a way to get you an allocation. But this one, they made it direct to the public. And I know that they did that for a couple of reasons, and the main reason being they wanted to gauge the interest. They wanted to see how many of these bikes they needed to make, how many people in which parts of the country wanted them. And I think if I remember, because it was during the quarantine, so I guess everybody had plenty of time to be online, I think we sold out. I think all the allocation went bust in about 2 minutes, 2 hours, was it?
Sold out twice.
Sold out. Well, the first one sold out. There wasn't going to be a second allocation. They made a website for you to be able to pre-order or place an order for the first edition R18. And what happened was they only planned on making one website with one allocation. And seeing as it sold out, I want to say it was within minutes to hours. I remember I had a bunch of people reaching out saying, hey, listen, is it gone? Is it gone? Can I still get one? Unfortunately, a bunch of people missed out on the first allocation, so much so that BMW actually did it again. They opened up another website and said, okay, here's your second chance. Place an order, get your allocation, and your bike will be here in a couple months. And out of everything that's happened this year, at least these bikes showed up on time, which says a lot because normally BMWs are late. I still am waiting on a bunch of other bikes, but this bike was always slated to be a Q4 release, so it's actually right on time, which is perfect. And as you can see, even though I took the sold sign off of this bike that we're looking at, both of these bikes are sold and they'll be delivered, I want to say this week. The clients were over the moon to hear that they were available. So I've been hearing a bunch of things about the styling of the bike. I personally love it. The swooping exhaust is so retro. I love the exposed, I believe it's nickel plated drive shaft. You can just see how big this hub is for the rear drive. It's such a cool quality. And this is the first time, at least the first time while I BMW, where we've used genuine chrome. Look at the brake calipers, look at the exhaust manifolds, look at the handlebars, look at the mirrors. The attention to detail just to make this bike so cruiser-esque is unbelievable. But like I said, that was just a quick little walk around, quick little showroom. I'm gonna start it up for you because everybody wants to obviously hear how it sounds, and then we'll go from there. How does this work again? Yeah, that worked. That sounds right.
Make sure you press the steering wheel.
That's the steering wheel. The power button. There you go. Ah, the alarm was on. Fire in a hole! Here, check this out. This is cool because I was like, I really wish this bike had a tach, but that's also something so Harley is where they do give you the one single gauge, but then you get your actual tachometer digitally. So as long as you can see, where or what RPM you're at, then you're good. And for a motor this size, everybody wants the blacka that Harleys do. You're gonna get that feedback. You're gonna get the movement from the bike when you blip it. You're gonna get the noise from the exhaust right out of those beautiful tailpipes. And if you remember what the R19 was like, that thing took off, and that bike wasn't even supposed to do as well as it did. So if you can just imagine that we're starting right here with the R18, can you imagine a couple years when we have 719 editions, Blue Planet editions, that Retro 21 that they did? This bike is gonna be a staple for BMW, hands down. And at that point, thanks for joining me. See you later.